you carry favor as God's child. You carry favor as God's child, as we will be reading on from Genesis 39, verses 1 to 6, verses 1 to 6. So what's this all about, that you carry favor as God's child? Okay, let's read on to find out. When Joseph was taken to Egypt by the Ishmaelite traders, he was purchased by Potiphar, an Egyptian officer. Potiphar was captain of the guard for Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. The Lord was with Joseph, so he succeeded in everything he did as he served in the home of his Egyptian master. Potiphar noticed this and realized that the Lord was with Joseph, giving him success in everything he did. This pleased Potiphar, so he soon made Joseph his personal attendant. He put him in charge of his entire household and everything he owned. From the day Joseph was put in charge of his master's household and property, the Lord began to bless Potiphar's household for Joseph's sake. All his household affairs ran smoothly, and his crops and livestock flourished. So Potiphar gave Joseph complete administrative responsibility over everything he owned. With Joseph there, he didn't worry about a thing except what kind of food to eat. So you can imagine Joseph is in a native, not really his native land, because his native land was Israel, but he's in a foreign land where he's been sold. And he ends up being one of the workers at Potiphar's household. Potiphar, we're not told whether he feared the Lord. And so Joseph finds himself in unfamiliar territory. Yet, in this unfamiliar territory, he becomes a conduit of blessing. It's because of Joseph that the household of Potiphar, his boss, is truly blessed. And you look at that, it might sound as though it is just like, how can this be possible? However, Joseph had something that even Potiphar had to notice. He had the favor of God in his life. And when I read this, I was struck that as believers, as children of God, we carry the light of Christ. We carry God's favor. This favor that opens doors, because I want to believe that God strategically put Joseph in Potiphar's house, and so that he knew what his future would look like. And there are times when, as believers, we might find ourselves in places where we didn't even dream that we would find ourselves. Ours would be to represent Christ fully in the places that God has given us, whether that is your marketplace, whether that is, just a place that doesn't probably even look like a Christian would belong here. But just because you are a Christian, God will send you there and he will put his mark on you. We see here that in Potiphar's household, Joseph so distinguished himself, or perhaps God did, so that the house owner began to notice. He said, no, but there's something different here. God was with Joseph. He gave him success. It is the Lord who will give you success. It is the Lord who will give me success in such a way that we will go in unfamiliar settings and become successful where God has placed us. And because of this, Potiphar began to promote Joseph, and he put him in charge of everything that he owned. He did not bother. Look at that kind of favor. So as a believer today, wherever you are, wherever you go, God's favor is on you. You are the light. You carry the light. You probably are working in this company where this unfamiliar setting is, where people would even not fear God, where, you might be the only believing Christian. Maybe others are, but they're not showing it. But there's something about you. It's all because of Jesus. It's all because of God, that God will set you apart. Therefore, know and understand that when God sends you somewhere, it's on his agenda that you're there. Therefore, just represent God. Just represent God, because soon enough you'll realize the reason for God sending you into this space, and you will be grateful that He did. Because many times when God sends a believer somewhere, even where there are not believers, He would want to receive the glory. So let's allow God to work through us in the same way as He did Joseph, so that Joseph was successful. And by extension, by extension, also this space was blessed. So what is the difference maker? It is when we have God, when we have Jesus, things will be on our side. God will be on our side. Amen. Glory to Jesus. It's now about 9